Yeah, very good. Good. Note. Let us start with our class. The second discuss when you are talking about research problem, how a research problem is going to be happening. It can be an individual one or course of action which you're going to be taking, okay, or outcomes which is going to be there, or objectives which you're going to be taking. In research problems, when it comes to the first one is that to identify this particular problem itself. Okay, 1 minute, someone can. Yeah, no, it was a little bit difficult, and the existing problem should be known earlier. So, for any one particular researcher, it is very important one. Let us try to take one small example. One book is there. I think if you are going to be reading 55 pages, one book is there, and soft copy is also there. Who Moved My Cheese, one of the best book. In that book, they are going to be telling before the cheese is going to be rotting, if you're going to be changing to eat some other one, definitely you can succeed in your this one, what is that business like that. So the companies are going to be knowing what is the life span of any one particular product. Product is having when it comes to product life cycle is there, and you can find it out what is the total this one, what you want to call span which product is going to be having. Some few products can be dies within a year or 6 months or 2 years or 3 years. Someone can stay for 40 years, 50 years like this. For example, if I'm going to be taking an example of Corolla, Toyota Corolla, from past 5 decades it is there existing. So the companies are going to be sensing that when the things are going to be worst and before it is going to be happening from the market side, they will try to identify it. Okay, so that is very important one. And when it comes to your mm, when it comes to components, difficulty, if you are facing any one difficulty, you are going to be trying to see that there is a problem existing, find it out. Or sometimes how we are going to be framing the problem is we are objectives are going to be defining, and for that objectives we are trying to find out one this one, what is that statement of the problem to achieve this particular objective. Or the existing is not all doing well means we wanted to find out alternative means what we can do. That is another one thing. For example, a company which told to this world what actually computer means, that is IBM, okay? They told to this world what is computer means. All of a sudden, they decided to exit from hardware and they changed to software. It was a turnaround strategy which was done by fantastic strategy which was done by IBM. Otherwise, we could have talked about only IBM company. IBM company never used to be existing, but still they are existing because of that particular software things which they entered. Alternative means which is going to be there. Okay, and some doubt how it is going to be happening. Let us try to take one small example. Without IBM, no company can run their businesses. The reason is the only one company which was doing servers on those days was IBM, and it was a fantastic this one, what is that market for them, and very costliest. Anything which you wanted to save means it is only in servers, and they started to doubt on cloud which was started by Amazon, and they were succeeding, and this made them to take a decision. They were sold some part of their hardware to Linux, okay, this one Lenovo, and the this one also, server also, they sold it to Lenovo. Okay, that is another one thing. And sometimes these particular things are going to be happening through a changes in environment. How the things are going to be changing. Let us try to take one small example. If you are going to be cross-checking the whole world or in India or in your place, any one particular place, you can try to find out how the changes are going to be happening. The environmental changes is like this. Everyone want to spend, everyone want to enjoy, everyone want to do everything. and everyone is going to be earning and spending. When you're spending, the money is going to be earned by another one, and he's going to be spending, and other person who is going to be. It is a cycle which is going to be happening, and whole country is growing in a bigger way. 1 rupee is yielding more than 80 to 90 paisa as in tax, because it is circulated to one to another one, one to another one, and it is going to be more than that. So this is how the things are happening. Some environment makes the companies to think what business I can do, what is a better business, and how I can be succeeded like that. Okay. And one small thing, how to select the problem. It could be a subject, any one particular subject which you can take, or a controversial subject which you can take and try to draw a line like that. Controversial things, okay, which you can take, or you can try to talk about. Let us try to talk about Adani case, Hindenburg and Adani, what is happening, and what all researchers throughout worldwide, where it can be your this one, what is that, Goldman Sachs and Morgan Stanley or any other one, and what is their report which is going to be telling after Edinburgh, this one reports. Let us not talk about is our fellow or some other one like that. Definitely something when it's cited, because of that, all lakhs of rupees was, I think, eroded from market. Now, every day the market is killed. Okay, it is a controversial thing which has happened. Too narrow or too vague. When the subject is vague or narrow, definitely we can try to talk about that particular problem. And when the subject is familiar for you, or if it is feasible, definitely you can try to talk about it. Otherwise, very important thing is that if the subject itself is an important subject, definitely we are trying to take that as a problem. Okay. And before selecting the problem, we are trying to find out background of that particular subject or problem, and the budget, and what are all the cooperations which is going to be there. We are try to take that particular things. Okay, these things are going to be taken. The next one is that selection of problem. Okay, if we are defining a particular problem in a proper way, the problem is off solved. And proper definitions makes the problem to be investigated in a proper way, and how the definition is going to be tell. For example, what are the questions which you're going to be asking for a particular problem? It can be what to collect, what are the characteristics of and techniques you are having, all these things you are going to be try to take. Okay. So when we are going to be talking, we are putting a lot of questions for each and everything. Then it will be easy for you one by one, when you're going one by one. Okay. This is which we are going with. And now what are the techniques involved in defining the problem? Okay. First step is that we wanted to do pilot survey. A pilot survey means it's a vague questionnaire which you're going to be developing. There is no structured questionnaire. You're going to be having open-ended questions, closed-ended questions, other things, and we are making around 10 questions, and we are sending it to each and everyone, and we are collecting that, and we are trying to finalize whether the problem is existing or not. And we are trying to understand what is the nature of the problem which is going to be happening. The problem which is existing, we are trying to find out what nature it actually have, and how it is going to be trying to take the shape like that. And what are the literatures which you wanted to do for this one? What is that? To know your secondary data which you wanted to collect before surveying. You wanted to do that one, and you are trying to develop some particular idea. This, if this is one particular thing, how you wanted to do. This is called experience survey like that. When it comes to experience survey, definitely it takes some 1 minute. Experience survey. Okay, developing the data. And the problem which you are having, it's in a vague state, you are trying to rephrase it and put it in a proper way. Let us try to take a small example, how to draw one particular, this one, what is that? A statement for your main project. Let us try to take one project. You wanted to do a project on behavioral pattern of the consumer, brand, or some other topics which you're going to be trying to talk. And let us try to take one particular problem. If you wanted to address a few particular problem, uh, a study on, you are going to be how rephrasing the problem like that. And first service, you are going to be doing impact of, okay, impact of behavioral pattern, consumer behavior on, impact of consumer behavior on any particular product which you are having. You are trying to put that particular name and close the brackets with special reference to which company you are trying to address with special reference to that company, in which place you write it. You can rephrase the problem in a proper way, and you can try to narrow down the problem. So when I am trying to talk about the problem, a problem should have three things. Okay, I have a great professor like Professor Ramachandran. I am Bangalore used to tell in our class. I have done my strategic management course in IIM. I'm a certificate tutor in 5 IIMs. I have done it, and he used to tell focus, focus, focus. Only three words which you wanted to know. So we are going to be calling it as a funneling. Everyone knows about funnel. When you're going for petrol bunk, you are seeing a funnel. At the top, it is very wide. At the bottom, it is very narrow. Like that, the topic should be very wide. When you are trying to take the problem from the topic, it should be narrowed down. So you are going to be narrowing down from that particular problem. Okay. Points for research of problem. The first thing is that technical terms. Okay. The second one is that assumptions, basics, assumptions and postulates which you're going to be taking. What are the assumptions and what are the postulates? You are trying to talk about it. The assumptions are nothing else than hypothesis is defined as assumptions or presumptions. Okay. For example, if I'm going to be talking about your one of your friend. Okay, let us try to take one of your friend name. Let us try to take Rajan itself. Rajan is a good boy. It is an assumption. To find whether he is a good boy or bad boy, it is an assumption called as an hypothesis. That is a null hypothesis. Rajan is not a good boy is alternative hypothesis. So why you are trying to deduce that one by using this particular research work. The hypothetical things are going to be taken and we are trying to talk about it, assumptions and postulates. And you can make a statement also. The was a problem, research problem should have a statement, okay? And it is going to be talking about what actually it is like that, okay? And if you are generalizing in a particular thing, if you are taking the productivity, sorry, the productivity in any one country, developed country, let us try to take some few developed countries are there, Japan, America, France, like this, a number of countries are there. The productivity of Japan is much higher than in India. Is it right or wrong? You are trying to find it out. Productivity means what? Output by input, which you are going to be finding out. Okay, just like efficiency, productivity is also having same definition, output by input. So you are trying to take that as an assumptions and presumptions. Okay. And to do all these things, whether the problem is there or not, you're trying to do a literature review. The literature review is going to be taking a very big step, okay? And it is definitely time consuming and it is going to be, I think it is rewarding also, even though it is going to be frustrating you, it is going to be rewarding, it is going to be making you to think in a bigger way. And this literature reviews, after going through a number of papers, you'll try to get the gaps in that particular literature review and try to work on that. These gaps are giving input for you, what actually it is. And these inputs are going to be enabled when you're going to be trying to find out. It can be restated as a statement. These particular gaps, we are trying to find out a number of gaps. In strategy, in service marketing, we are going to be talking about 5 gaps, okay? Gap 1, gap 2, gap 3, gap 4, like that we are going to be studying there. And the gaps are going to be identified by doing literature review, what the paper is not all addressed, what the researcher is not all addressed, okay? And you are trying to find out that gap and start to work on that. And the next one is that you after doing that, you are trying to get clarity to define your problem in a proper way, okay? And this will give some suggestions for you how you must go further your research work, okay? And what is the research methodology which you're going to be taking, okay? After this particular thing, we are going with selecting the research design. This is the research design is going to be talking about three things. As I told you, one is your exploratory and another one is descriptive and causal. Okay. And what actually exploratory and descriptive and causal? And what are the different types of things which you are having? Let us try to take when it comes to descriptive research, exploratory research, and causal research, we are trying to discuss about a few things. Okay, exploratory research means what? What is exploratory research? Exploring the things. What you are going to be exploring? Let us try to take. You are put in mid of dense forest. You are not all knowing any path to come out from that. You start to explore to reach and reach out from that particular dense forest to and particular beside the forest. If you're having any road you wanted to reach that particular road, so you start to explore that one. And the exploratory research is the one research which is used to define your problem properly. Okay, and it is like this. Exploratory research is going to be done by doing your this one, what is that, literature reviews, which is going to be there. Or if you are finding out some experienced people in that particular field, you can do survey on that one. Okay, and for example, when a lot of time the researcher himself is going to be stimulated. Okay, his insights are going to be stimulating, and he is going to be trying to find out some few cases. Okay, and what's the purpose of this particular exploratory research which you are having? The purpose of exploratory research is that it is going to be generating new ideas. Okay, definitely it is giving inputs for you, new ideas, and it is making increasing familiarity in the problem. It is giving clarity in the problem because by using exploratory research you are doing a pilot research, and it is giving clarity for you. And to it makes a formulation of problem also. Okay, precise formulation of the problem, and it can help you to gather information and clarify some concepts also, and it can determine some feasible attempt for your studies also, like this, a number of things which is going to be there, but it is only trying to give clarity for your problem. That's all exploratory research. But when it comes to conclusive research, the word itself is going to be telling it is going to be concluding. If after doing research work you can conclude. In exploratory research you cannot conclude. You are coming across it two types of research. One is descriptive, another one is causal. Descriptive research is that it is trying to describe the situation which is going to be there. It means that it is trying to find out the fact finding investigation, we are going to be calling. And fact means what? See, opinion and facts are totally different one. Opinion, it is generally you are going to be telling. Fact is generally what is happened. So why fact investigation is trying to be find out by using descriptive research. And we wanted to have a lot of adequate in, this one, what is that, interpretation to do this fact finding. And it is one of the simplest type of research which is going to be there, and it's very specific. What is the cause you wanted to find out means you are going to be using descriptive research, and it is going to be aiming to identify characteristics of the community. What characteristics are there in this particular community, you can easily identify that. And it studies the statistical thing also. Okay, definitely you can easily find it out, the statistical techniques which you are going to be employing for that particular thing. And by using this particular descriptive research, it is an empirical observation which is going to be happening. As I told you, it is not a conceptual one. Conceptual one means it is not an this one, what is that, and research which is done on your own judgment, which you are going to be reading some five things and you are going to be making your own statement like that. No, it is going to be first-hand information which is collected through survey and other things. So empirical observation which is going to be happening. And this study will be useful for predicting the social life. Okay, and we are going to be putting some boundaries when you're doing your research work. Okay, we are not all going out of that boundary, and we are trying to do in-depth knowledge of that particular thing. And as you are knowing about, you can try to plan for social actions also, because as you are trying to find out the facts, it is going to be helpful for you. And when it comes to causal research, what actually causal research means? Causal research is another one type of research. Okay, in your this one conclusive research. What this one causal research is going to be telling? Causal research is 1 minute. One minute. Yeah. Causal research is one research which is trying to give both cause as well as effect. Let us try to take one example. If I'm going to be explaining an example with an example, it is very easy for you to understand what actually causal research. Okay. What is the cause and what is the effect? Very easy thing is that smoking is injurious to your lungs. Definitely, it is right because nicotine is going to be collected in your lungs and it is making harm for your lungs. And a lot of this one, what is that? Nicotine thing is going to be precipitated in your lungs and other things. It's simple thing. And let us say take out the things causal research is used in industry. This is generalized one. When it comes to industry, let us try to take think that you are gone for shopper stop. Shopper stop is going to be selling n number of things. For example, cosmetic it's selling watches, it's selling your body sprays, it's selling men clothing, shirts, and it's selling women clothing, women vanity bags. Like this, n number of segments are there. And it is a very big store which you are having. Which should be kept at what place they are not all knowing. They'll go on changing the places. At the entrance, they're going to be giving women clothing, men clothing. Like this, they'll go on doing some mixed matches. All these 8 to 10 categories are going to be mixed matched in that particular layout, and they're going to be changing it. And they'll try to find out which the product which is not at all having sales. If you're going to be keeping at front, is going to be having sales like that. For a kind of information, when they're done in causal research, they came to know when the cosmetics were kept at last, it was not all having so much of pull. Now, what they have done at the entrance itself, there is a cosmetic launch which is there in shop or stop. Three girls will be there. They'll call all girls or ladies who are entering into that shop. And they'll try to explain about their skin, texture, everything, whether it is oily or some other one. And they'll start to do it. Fantastic business they're doing. One of my students is working in Metro Cash and Carry. And when I was discussing with him whether we are going to be doing causal research, he was telling this dry food sales was very less in Metro Cash and Carry, that too in Bangalore, Benipeta area he is working. Okay, he's floor manager there. And they started to do causal research and they changed the places for several places. And when they kept the dry fruits at the entrance, now they are doing fantastic business. In a day, they are doing first, every day they are doing more than 1 to 1.5 lakh business of dry fruits itself when they are kept it at starting itself. So this is how the cause and effect is going to be happening. Addition, we are having a number of techniques which is used in causal research. Experimentation is there, Latin square method is there, like this. A number of techniques which are quasi experimentation is there. A lot of techniques are there which we are going to be trying to take. Let us go with the next one called as a sampling technique. Okay. As I told to you, what is a sample according to you? Hello. What is a sample?
Sample is the representation of the entire population.
Yes, you are right. Representation of the entire population.
Yes.
Yeah. Rajan Singh Yadav is telling the right. We are going to be calling that one as a subset of the population. And Rajan wanted to do one research work in a class or in one lot. He is having around 20 to 25 people in this particular group. And he wanted to know what is the taste of chili chicken. And he is going to be sending a questionnaire regarding chili chicken, whether it's spicy, whether it tastes like this. A number of questions he is going to be narrating and sending it. He is going to be getting in 20, around 16 people are going to be answering, 4 is not all answering. The reason is that 4 people are vegetarians and 16 are non-vegetarians. So when you're going to be taking a sample from that particular lot, it cannot be a subset of the population. So the population should be homogeneous. population should be homogeneous. So what we can take an example, for example, that if you're taking a drop, if you're taking a drop of blood from your full this one, what is that body, one drop of blood, whole hematology of your body can be told in that particular drop. What is the reason I'm going to be telling? When you're trying to take that particular drop of blood, it will be easy for you to draw that particular hematology, and all this one blood is homogeneous. You cannot draw all 5,500 liters, 5,500 liters, and to do this one research work. What is the hematology of your blood like that? So you can, you are going to be taking a small one single drop or 1 milliliter like that. You can try to draw it, and you can do a number of experimentation on that one. Like that, the total population is 140 crores, and the people who are going to be sea voters and other things, they're going to be taking 10 to 15,000 samples throughout India, and they're going to be telling whether Congress is winning, BJP is winning, or AAP is winning, or some other party is winning like that. It is not whole 82 crore people who are casting vote are going to be asked. Only the people who can answer is, that is the sample which is going to be drawn. Okay, and when after this particular what actually sample means, the next topic is that what is sample frame is what. If I wanted to do one research work, the frame should be there. If I'm going to be doing asking everyone, it is called as sample frame. If I'm going to be asking everyone, hello, if you're asking some questions, hello,
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
if you're asking some sample frame, is the area which you're going to be taking, that is your election list. Okay, that is called as a sample frame. 1 lakh people are going to be casting vote. There you are going to be drawing 100 people. But the respondent, a sample unit means the respondent. If you wanted to ask a question to find out whether the dishwasher or washing machine is good, which brand is good means whom you're going to be asking. It can be a housewife, yes or no. If you want, if the drug company wanted to do a research work, whom they are going to be asking? Who is the respondent for them? Drug company, sample unit. Hello.
Yes, sir. Yes.
It can be only the doctors, not the patients. The drug company's sample respondent is doctors. They're going to be telling to the doctor. Doctor is writing that particular drug, and rest of the things they are going to be taking care. The reason why I'm talking about this particular thing is that the doctor writing to the patient, there is no direct connection between the drug company and the patient. So the respondent sample unit, sample size. If you're going to be taking 50% of the population, it is not a sample size. Okay, very big, huge. You wanted to cut down the cost of your research work. So while you are drawing, we are having one calculation, we formula is there. Normally, we are not all going, if it is a project which you are doing, not more than 100 people you are going to be taking. Sample size, okay? In that particular population, we are going to be drawing. But to calculate sample size also, we are having particular formula. And what is the sampling technique which you are having? Okay, let us go with sampling technique. As I told to you, the sampling technique we are having probability and non-probability sampling. Probability sampling means when everyone is, for example, the probability sampling is the sampling technique which is going to be where every element of the population is going to be having an opportunity to be selected. For example, lottery system. 100 people are there. You are putting all 100 names into the particular, this one, what is it, box, and you shake it and you pick anyone. Every person is having a chance to be selected. Okay. It means that 100 chance is there for each and every element. But non-probability means it's not all like that. In this lot, every time I am going to be calling Rajan like that. Others are not all having a chance to be selected here to address them. Okay. It is non-probability. Under this particular probability sampling, we are coming across with some few, this one, what are you going to call techniques. The first technique is that let us start with the probability sampling. Non-probability sampling. Non-probability sampling is convenience sampling, judgment we are having judgment sampling, quota sampling, and so snowball sampling. In probability sampling, we are having four types. One is simple random sampling, systematic random sampling, and your this one, what is that, stratified this one sampling technique, and next one is your cluster sampling technique. Let us start with convenience sampling. What do you mean by convenience? Convenience means what? According to my convenient, why you had made your house nearby to your this one, what is that, office? It is very convenient for me to go for office. It is very nearer. So why I uh, took one house nearby to that particular my office. That is convenient. We are going to be telling. Okay. And the second thing is that when we are going to be using convenience sampling, for example, you are doing a research work and you wanted to collect some data and other things. What you're going to be doing first, the mindset is there. You're having some groups, your friend group. Now we are having one group of this particular agri business students and other things. You're sending to them first your questionnaire. Your two your friends you're going to be sending. And you are having your Hello.
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, yes, sir. Yes.
Sorry, sorry. I got one call, so I went there to collect
No,
books.
no issue, sir. No issue.
Okay.
Okay, sir. Okay.
Okay. Now the question here is that convenience sampling is going to be done by all our this one students. Actually, you should not take any non-probability sampling. You must take probability sampling. But a lot of time, the people are going to be using, for example, mall intercept. You are going to be calling. You are going to be stopping the people who are entering into the mall, and you are getting all data which you are going to be collecting from them. Or you can try to ask your friends or people on the street. You can ask, or you can go and stand in front of a departmental or a very big store, and you can try to collect the things. Okay, and like this, it is going to be happening. So it is going to be called as a convenient. Often, respondents are selected because they happen to be right place at right time. This is convenience sampling. A judgment sampling is that it is another form of convenience sampling, but the researcher is going to be judging who can be the right person. For example, you can think that one person is coming and stabbing another person in a knife, and around 10 people are watching that, and a lawyer is coming, and someone should be witness, eyewitness should be there, is it not? In 10 people, you're going to be asking everyone. One person is going to be narrating everything. Actually, what has happened at 11:40, usually he is going to be telling with time and other things. That makes the lawyer to think that he can be a better witness than another nine people, and he's going to be removing nine people, and he's taking them as a this one right sample like that, and he's going to be selecting as an expert witness for the court. So the judgment is going to be done by the researcher, who can be the better sample guy, that is sample unit, the respondent. Okay, he is going to be judging, and a lot of time the companies are going to be judging which can be the better test markets. Like that, they're going to be selecting. Are some few people which is the better this one, what is that voting behavior in that particular area. If you're going to be taking any one area, they can generalize to every area. That is one thing which you can find out. For example, in your state, you are going to be making north, south, east, west, central, everything. Okay, every region is having different behavioral pattern. If it is in North India, definitely they are going to be talking different region. In Karnataka, we are having five regions. Okay, South Karnataka is there, and Middle Karnataka is there, Hyderabad Karnataka is there, and Mumbai Karnataka is there. Like this, we are going to be dividing, and if you are going to be judging which area, we are going to be calling it as a bellwether precedents. Okay, we are going to be calling it bellwether precedents. Okay, so we are going to be trying to take which is the best area like that. There is judgment sampling, quota sampling. The sample is 100, but you are trying to make the quota in your job itself. If 100 posts are announced, you are having quota 33% for women, 67% for men. In again 67 and 33, we are having quota. Okay, this quota, that quota, every quota. Like that, in our research, we are going to be having, we are dividing sex, male and female. Again, we are having quota, married and unmarried. Like this, we are trying to make that one percentage, how many people have selected like that. Okay, this is this stage is another way of a judgmental thing, because we cannot generalize only by men, or we cannot generalize by only women. So we are trying to make the judgment in a proper way by giving the another category called quota things. Okay, and the total population itself is going to be categorized into two quotas. Okay, men and women. And another one, the last one sampling is this, so snowball sampling. What is snowball sampling? Snowball sampling is a technique which is used by the people who wanted to select the respondent, but they are not all knowing this respondent. Let us try to take one small example. We are having here around six people who are, uh, 1 minute. I will take a Chirag. Chirag Sangvi is wanted to do a research work on software industry, but he is knowing only one, his uncle who is working in software. So what he is going to be doing, Chirag, he is going to be asking the questionnaire to his uncle. And his uncle, and he is going to be asking, uncle, can you give any two references for me, your friends who are working in some other software companies? His uncle is giving two references. He is sending the questionnaire for two this one refereed people, and he is asking two reference from them. It is going on like a chain link. Okay, this is called as a fission, just like an atom bomb fission. It is not fusion, fission. So why this fission is called as a your this one snowball snapping as a sampling. Okay, this was used by a company called Reader's Digest on those days. Reader's Digest never made any advertisements. What they used to do, they used to give mid-page. They used to give some this one. What is that? Uh, Advertisement that is for the people who are purchasing Reader's Digest. They used to be giving 2 pages, which they must fill 16 addresses, and they must post it for them. And posting also it is free. And if you are giving 16 addresses, you used to get one wallet. On those days, I used to get, I got one wallet also. And they used to send free Reader Digest for these 16 people and asking them to give 16 addresses. And it used to be a chain link. They used to be getting more than 10 lakh to 20 lakh people addresses. But the people who started to read Reader's Digest, if anyone was like that, they used to be subscribing. It means that 10% of the people whom they are going to be sending sample copy, if they are delighted, it's enough for them. It means that for 20 lakh, 10% means it's 2 lakh people. It's enough for them. That is how they used to be doing. Snowball means one to one, they used to be taking chain link. Okay, they used to be chain link. This is another one topic. Now, the next one is probability sampling. We are coming across with probability. And as I discussed about it, what actually probability means? It is every individual of the population is having a chance to be selected. Every individual of the population is having a chance to be selected. And in this probability sampling, the first sampling is that simple random sampling. What is simple random sampling? Randomly you are selecting. Okay. For example, you are cooking rice, not in cooker, you are cooking rice. And after some time, you wanted to find out whether the rice is boiled or not. You are trying to pick one or two rice from that particular lot, and you are trying to press it, whether the rice is boiled or not. And once if you find out the rice is boiled, you're going to be switching off the stove. And this is how the rice is going to be done earlier days. And the excess water is going to be thrown out. On those days, they used to be doing like that. This is one method which was used. Now let us try to take how simple random sampling. In front of simple random sampling, you must write 10 marks question you are going to be getting in this particular module. That is, what are the sampling techniques which is used, and your probability, non-probability, 8 you can get any one question. Okay. And in research design also you can get 10 marks question. What are different types of research design you are going to be asked, and you can get 10 marks question. Now in this one, you are going to be, you make a note that is called as a lottery system, simple random sample. Randomly, you are selecting an element from the population. That's all. Randomly, you are selecting an element from the population. So, why? Then you are going to be calling it as a simple random sampling. What is systematic random sampling? When it comes to systematic random sampling, it is one way of simple random sampling, but systematically we are doing that. Okay. I'll ask one question for you. Please tell the answers for me. Okay. Now, let us try to take the population size is 10,000. Population capital N is equal to 10,000. And sample which you wanted to draw is 100. Okay. K is equal to what is the this one, what is that class interval which you wanted to find out? We wanted to find out K. Now let us try to find out K is equal to capital N divided by small n. It means that 10,000 divided by 100. How many zeros are there? 10,000, 4 zeros. Divided by 100 means 2 zeros. 0, 4, 0, 2, 0 means 100. K is equal to 100. You got K value. Now this is the first step. Find out the value for K. Second one, by using simple random sampling, select any one value. By using simple random sampling, select any one. By using simple random sampling, select any one number. In 1 to 100, select any one number, please. If it is any one number, please tell. Hello?
Yeah, sir.
Any one number can you tell in 100?
Uh, uh, that means one number.
Any one number. One na. 1 to 100 you can select any one number.
Okay, sir. Okay, sir.
Which one? Hello?
सर
Yes, sir.
10,000 upon 100 is equal to 1,000 होगा ना सर?
10,000 divided by 100. 10,000 divided by 100 is equal to how much? 10,000 means
One
4 zeros. 100 means 2 zeros. You are going to be
100.
getting 100. K is equal to
100.
100. Select any
100.
one number in 100. Hello?
One number. One.
10.
1 na. 10 na. Okay, let us try to take 10. The
10
first sample which you are going to be selecting in 10,000 is 10th
10.
one. Okay. For example, 10,000 voters list is there. The first one sample is 10 one you are going to be selecting. The second sample which you want to select is for this 10, add 10 plus K is equal to the number next one. 10 plus K means 100. 10 plus 100 is 110. The second number is 110. So the third number is the second number plus K, that is 110 plus 100, 210, 310, 410, 510. You go on selecting like this 100 people. The last one is 9,910 means your 100th one. Like this, systematically you are going to be selecting. The first one you are selecting with simple random sampling, that's all. Adding K value for simple random sampling, the other 99 you can get it. Understood now? Got it? This is systematic random sampling. The next one is stratified sampling. What actually stratified sampling means? Is stratified sampling is one type of sample which we are having. We are going to be calling it as a strata. Okay. It means that in this stratified strata should be mutually exclusive, collectively exhaustive. It is just like your coin. Mutually exclusive, both are there, but collectively exhaustive. You cannot leave it, but they are going to be there one after the other. We are going to be dividing this particular population into some stratas. How we are going to be dividing? Within the strata, it is homogeneous. Strata to strata, it is heterogeneous. Let us take small example. The population which you are having can be divided into three parts. One is rural population, one is semi-urban population, and another one is urban population. Let us try to take the first one, urban population. Urban population behavior is totally different one. Morning they wanted to cook this one. What is that? Some breakfast like this. Okay, lot of things are there. It is a structured way. Life is structured way. Semi-urban, it is mix of rural as well as urban. Neither they are rural nor they are urban. Like that, they are going to be behaving. But rural people, their way is totally different one, and their cost of living is totally different, and their this one thinking thought process is totally different one. So this is how the status are going to be done. When you're going to be talking about urban population behavior, everyone is same. When you're talking about semi-urban population, everyone is same. Okay, and when you're going to be talking about rural population, it is going to be same. So you are divided into status. Think that you want to draw 100 sample from this particular population. Urban population is around 5,000. Semi-urban population is 3,000 and rural population is 2,000, 10,000 population. If you're drawing 50 from 5,000 urban population, if you're drawing 30 from 3,000 population from semi-urban, if you're drawing 20 from 2,000 rural population, then it is called as a systematic stratified sampling. Okay, this is in a systematic way you are drawn that one. Okay, so why we are stratified? It's properly defined according to the population. Proportionately, you are taking. So why you can call it as a proportional stratified sampling also. Proportionate stratified sampling. If the sample drawn haphazardly, then it is called as a non-proportionate stratified sampling. Okay. The last one sampling technique is we are having cluster sampling. What is this cluster sampling is talking more about? The cluster sampling is vice versa of your stratified sampling. And cluster sampling is going to be having same thing, mutually exclusive, collectively exhaustive. But the subpopulations are going to be done as in clusters. Within the cluster, it is heterogeneous. Clusters to cluster, it is homogeneous. Within the cluster, it is heterogeneous. But cluster, one cluster to another cluster, it is going to be homogeneous. Okay. Let us try to take one small example. Our BDA and KHB are going to be dividing the sites like this 50-80. Okay. That is bungalow sites. Next one is 60-40. Next one is 30-40. Next, sorry. Next one is 20-30. Next one is EWS. This is the pattern which they are going to be making in each area. You go and cross check in each and every area in Bangalore or in your places. The all urban development authority people are going to be doing like this. One area within the area it is heterogeneous. The size of the site is going to be different, heterogeneous. But area to area it is homogeneous. This area is also having same size of this one. What is that? Sites 50-80, 60-40, 30-40, and 20-80. Like that. In another area also you can find out same population, that is 50-80, 60-40, 30-40, and 20-30. This is how the things are going to be divided. And so the cluster is going to be opposite to your this one. What is that? Stratified sampling. And we are having some sampling errors also. 1 minute. I'll come back. I'll have some water and come back. Yeah. Let us go to the next one. That is sampling errors and non-sampling errors. First itself, I told what is sampling error. Sampling error is that when Rajan is going to be selecting vegetarian people to answer for chili chicken, definitely it is a sampling error. The sample which was selected itself is an error. What are non-sampling errors? We are having a number of non-sampling things. Okay, in this one non-sampling errors, we are having response error. The people who are not all responding properly, or non-response error. Non-response error means definitely they are not willing to answer for your questions a lot of time. Okay, That is one thing which is going to be happening. In response error, we are having the researcher is making an error. Okay, it can be taken from some other one, surrogate errors, which is going to be happening. Or when he is going to be measuring, it is going to be an error researcher who is going to be doing. Or population, defining the population itself, it can be an error. Or the sample frame which is going to be taken is an error. Data which is going to be analyzed, it is also one of the error. And another one error from response is that interview error. Okay, in interview errors, the respondent selection error is going to be happening, or questioning error is going to be happening, or recording, when you're going to be recording, the error is going to be happening. Or cheating error is that you himself, you yourself is going to be cheating. You are going to be answering all questionnaire and you are going to be coming out with one answer. This one, what is that result? It can be a cheating error. And respondent error is that another one. Okay, inability for the respondent. For example, if I'm asking a question for you, how you can this one, what is that? Explain Mercedes-Benz. Everyone knows, everyone likes Mercedes-Benz. We are not all knowing the technicality of Mercedes-Benz. We are streaming from jig wheels or overdrive or some other one, some TV shows we are going to be seeing. A lot of everyone is going to be explaining, but we are not all knowing the technicality of that particular vehicle. Okay, inability, a lot of questions which is asked, inability. And another one respondent error is that unwillingness. A lot of time the respondent is not all willing to answer because he is thinking that personalizing questions are going to be asked. Some this one, what is that, undisclosed this one questions which I cannot answer for you is going to be asked by you like that. So why he cannot answer for that? This is called as a response non-response error. The next topic, 1 minute. Primary data and secondary data. Yeah. In secondary data is the data which is going to be available in the market. Okay, and that is there is no need to this one notice that spend money, and the cost of that particular money is very easy. Okay, and when it comes to this one secondary data, okay, the secondary data is already which is going to be there. For example, companies' brochures, catalogs will be there. Company this one in website they are going to be giving all details. Our company balance sheet is going to be put it in this one what is that website. As it is listed company means definitely they might put balance sheet because a lot of shareholders are there. Okay, and it is very inexpensive when it comes to thing, and you can easily locate it where it is. But when it comes to primary data, definitely primary data is having some money, and definitely when it comes to primary data, the data which you are going to be seeing here, you are going to be collecting the data for a specific purpose to address the problem first hand. So the data are going to be taken like that, and it is having its own research process which we are going to be collecting, because the data which you are going to be collecting is going to be addressing the answers for your problem defined in primary data. And when it comes to the difference between primary and secondary data, the purpose of collecting primary data is for the problem in hand. For secondary data is if the problem you are not all knowing, it is only for other problems which is there. When it comes to collection process, primary data we are going to be having focus things, very involved one, okay, because structured questionnaire, everything we are going to be doing, analysis, and we are using statistical tools, everything. But in secondary data, it is very easy, rapid, and easy. You go and Google it, and data mining, if you are good enough, okay, data warehousing is there. You can collect a lot of information. And cost of collection is that the primary data is very high, and secondary data is very cheap. For free, you can collect it through internet nowadays. And time required for primary data is very high because 1 month, 2 months, 2.5 months, which is required. But secondary data, in a short period, you can do it. Okay. So when it comes to primary data, we are having some few techniques which is used. It's secondary data, sorry. Secondary data, we are having internal and external. Okay, internal data is already which is there. which is ready to use internally, which is kept. Okay, and it can be used and you can further process it. For example, if there is a balance sheet is there, you can process it and you can do forensic auditing and you can find it out. What is the pros and cons of that particular balance sheet? Even though the company is not all putting it, we can do all ratios, 26 ratios, and you can find out what is the strength and weakness of that particular company by using, by analyzing the balance sheet. The external things we can find it out in secondary data. Published materials will be there from a lot of people. For example, if you are going for software companies, NASCOM is there. If you're going for CII is there throughout India. Confederation of Indian Industry is there. If it is Karnataka FKCCI is there. Like that, if you go for one area is that India, more than very largest this one industrial area in Asia, which we can find it out. Thousands of industries are there. We can find it out that one through FKCCI. Like this, we are having a number of associations which is going to be used. That is published material. Our computerized databases are there. Every company's databases are, some few companies are there which are going to be doing syndicate services. For example, CMI is there, Center for Monitoring Indian Economy. One software is there, which is going to be, if it is it's a paid, this one, what is that software? And every weekend, Friday evening, there update for next week. Okay, what has happened in that particular industry, and in that industry, which company was done, which what thing, everything they are going to be updating CMI. For example, if it is an tire industry, we can talk about JK tires, we can talk about the C8, we can talk about Birla tires, we can talk about TVS, MRF, like this. Every, that is company, each and every company and their strength and weakness, everything it is going to be giving. Syndicate services, which is going to be there. And we are having in let's go for our primary data. Primary data collection can be divided into two. One is survey method and observation method. In survey method, we are having some few techniques. Okay, that is telephonic survey. We can do it nowadays through telephone. We can do it. That is, you can call or it can be computer assisted. Okay, computer is going on asking the question. You are going to be telling yes or no. Press one for yes, press two for no. Like that, it is going to be asking. We'll go on doing that one. Or traditional telephoning, they're going to be calling and asking questions. You're going to be answering. They'll go on taking it. That is one way method survey. Second one is that personal method. That is going to each and every house and collecting the information and coming back in home. Personal. That is a survey method. You are having a questionnaire. Or mal intercept, as I told you. And another one is computer assisted personal interviewing, which we can do. We are having a laptop and other things, and we go on asking the question. You can make it now AI enabled thing, and personal interview can be done. The next one is mail. Mail interviewing is going to be there. You can mail the thing for few people, and you can get the answers from your side. Our mail panel is there. Some few top people are who are well versed in that industry. We are going to be asking them, and we are going to be trying to collect the particular information. The another one is electronic thing, that is email and internet, which you are going to be using. Okay, electronic mail. You can send email questions. Okay, through email, they are going to be sending the questions, and they're going to be opening their particular questions and answering. Or through internet, we can collect now. Surveymonkey.com, lot of survey companies. Now we are having Google Forms itself is there, which you can do it, use it. The next one is observational method. In observational method, we are having personal, mechanical, disguised, undisguised, structured, unstructured, natural and contrived. Okay, trace analysis. Okay, what is structured and unstructured? Okay, a structured method is there. For example, you are having a store and there is no need to go and stay there in store. A person is owning more than 150. Tata is owning more than 400 to 500 Danish showrooms. No one is sitting there. Okay, it is going to be auditor review is going to be performing inventory analysis. Okay, auditing is very easy, and it is very easy to identify that one. That is called as unstructured interview. Unstructured means what? The people are not all knowing whether they are observed like that. For example, the toy companies are going to be using this. They'll put all children's and they're going to be putting a lot of toys and observing what is their movement of hand. Okay, and a small kid 1 year old, 1.5 year old, how it is going to be moving his hand, and this is going to be recorded, and how they're going to be making the child to be active to do that particular one. Okay, and if you're going to be seeing moving, two parts will be there, two parts are going to be taken by two hands by a child, and if it is going to be playing with the two parts, it is going to be locking, and if the child is pulling it, it is going to be opening like that. They're going to be seeing some few things. As per that, they are going to be developing new toys also, observation method. And next one is disguised. Disguised is that here one way hidden cameras will be there. Okay, a mirror, one way mirror will be there, which you are not all knowing. Okay, and some mechanical devices are going to be used. For example, shoppers, they are going to be use that one. For example, if you are thefting any this what is that dresses, there will be a mechanical device which is added to the dress, and if you are moving out of that particular door, it will start to make noise. Definitely the security is going to be catching hold you. To remove it, it's not so easy. Okay, you must go to the particular this one what is that this one what is that counter, and you must remove that one. There on magnetic thing is that there you can remove it. Okay, and that is mechanical device disguise, which is not all known. Hidden cameras are there. How, what is your behavior like that? It is going to be taken. And for example, when I'm going to be talking about hidden cameras, one example which I quote is that what has happened once one company which was doing fantastic business in tissue paper in US started to lose its market share, and it was shocked. It was in this Naresh Malhotra book, which you can find it on. And there they started to do a research work. They cannot keep uh, cameras inside this one, what is the toilets. That is one problem. Hidden cameras. What they wanted to know, why people are not all using tissue papers, because in America, without tissue paper they cannot live at all. And forcibly they're going to be putting hidden cameras inside toilets to find out the behavior of the person customers, and they're going to be identifying that every American, when they are going for toilets, they are going to be reading some comic books, and after reading that one, 3 4 pages comic book, they used to be using that one itself as a tissue paper, and they used to be throwing it. And it was shocking news for them. And they came out with a strategy that to put a comic thing printed on tissues, they'll start to do it. And that company started to sell more because the people who are inside that particular toilet, they started to use more than 1 meter to 2 meter of tissues, which made the company to make more money also. We're having a number of examples like that. Okay. And the next one is undiscussed, means the respondent knowing that we are observing like that. For example, when you're going for any, this one, what is that? You are taking your family, your kid and everyone to one gold jewelry shop, for example. It can be Joy Alucas, it can be your, this one, what is that? Malabar, or it can be your Tanish. And there they're going to be, you are watching with CCTV surveillance, everything, the board is there. And if your kid is touching anyone gold, this an ornament, you are going to be beating him because you are very cautious when you are moving. Okay, because camera is there. If achanakly if something happens, definitely you are going to be feeling bad. So that is undiscussed thing which is going to be there. Natural, okay. Natural is another one thing which you're going to be. For example, Burger King, what they have done, or your, for example, your this one, what is it? Domino's. You can see in advertisement Domino's. Domino's were started to observe naturally, okay, and how changes are going to be happening with the people, and their people itself used to be mixing with this particular customer, and what is the feedback of the customer they used to be collecting. One girl was telling, you can see it was recorded also in advertisement they used to put. Nowadays in Domino's, the toppings are very less. Another girl was telling the outer area is crust. Okay, it's very hard to eat a Domino's pizza like that, and they start to work on that. Any feedback which is coming out, spontaneous picture of the life is going to be taken, or the person is going to be taken. Okay, that is natural. Contribute means be observed in artificial environment. Okay, it is not in regular environment. It can be a laboratory controlled thing. Okay, observation is going to be, for example, test kitchens will be there, or you can find out laboratories where you are going to be seeing. You can see some few people how they are going to be responding. They are willing to go for space, but how they are going to be moving inside the space because there is no gravitation. Artificially, they are going to be giving no gravitational force. This one vacuumed one area, and they're going to be pushing him, and how he is going to be working in that one. They are going to be cross-checking that one also. Personal observation, it is one thing, personal observation. It might be your traffic thing, okay? And a lot of time in departmental store, they are having traffic flow. Counters will be there. You can find out in Big Bazaar. Security will be having that counting number. If anyone is gone, he is going to be pressing 1, 2, 3 like that, okay? That is personal observation, which is going to be what is the walk-ins which was happened. And mechanical observations, now we are having a number of things: eye tracking, pupillometry. A lot of things are there: on-site cameras, optical scanners, like this. A number of devices are used for mechanical observations. Okay. Hello.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Last one, I'm going to be telling what are the different types of this and what do you want to call, or this and scales which is used. Okay. Scales are going to be used for your measurement of attitude or behavior. Okay. Attitude measurement is very difficult because it is not intangible thing. Behavioral things also. We are having 5 rating scale, 7 rating scale, and another one staple scale is there like this. What is this 5 rating scale? Every time we are going to be using 7 and 5 rating are most commonly used. That is called as a Likert or Likert scale. That is strongly agree, agree, neither agree nor disagree, disagree, strongly disagree. Strongly disagree is 1, and strongly agree is 5. Neither agree nor disagree is 3. So this is 5 rating scale, and we are going to be finding out the behavior of that particular thing. And this is called as a Likert scale. We can more, I think, most happy and most unhappy. Last one, 5 is most happy, and most unhappy is 1. You can try to make it like that, and you can make a 5 rating with any this one like that. Okay. Hello,
Yes, sir. Yes,
hello.
sir. Yes,
Yeah,
sir.
And semantic differential scale is 7 rating scale. It is bipolar. Bipolar means two poles. We are going to be taking as attributes. Attributes means what? Long and short, good and bad. Is it not? Fair and dark. Like this, we are going to be taking attribute two things only. And one pole is going to be talking about good. Another pole is talking about bad. Okay. Middle is 0. At what degree is good, at what degree is bad. From 0, 1, 2, 3 is good. From 0, 1, 2, 3 is bad. Whether it is 1, -1, -2, -3, or +1, +2, +3. So why? This is called as a 7 rating scale, semantic differential scale. And even though we are telling in Likert scale, we are going to be telling strongly disagree. But at what degree is disagreeing, we can measure it in our semantic differential scale. We can give -1, -2, -3 for that one, and we can measure it in depth also. So why we are having the type of, and staple scale is it is also unipolar scale, not bipolar. Bipolar is horizontal, unipolar is vertical, and middle is 0. Top you are having 5, bottom you are having 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 is positive. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 is negative. Okay, staple scale. Just like your this one, what is that? So semantic differential scale, which is called as a 7 rating. Yes, staple scale is 5 rating, but we are having +5 and -5, which you can measure in stable scale. And next one which we are having is that after this, we are having our this one, what is that? Hypothesis testing. And in hypothesis testing, we are going to be testing the hypothesis, whether it is accepting the hypothesis or rejecting the hypothesis. As I told you, the hypothesis testing, we are having steps also, which we cannot complete it now. Okay, already 110. So when the calculated value is below the table value, we are going to be telling the this one, what is that? Null hypothesis accepted. When the calculated value is above the this one table value, then we are going to be telling we are rejecting the null hypothesis. So why this is the hypothesis testing, which is going to be used by using statistical tools, which we can do it, okay, and we can try to prove that one also. And last one, we are having report writing. We are having different types of report, written reports, oral report. A lot of reports are there. And in report, different types of reports are there which you're going to be using. And the structure of the report, the executive summary. Sorry, executive summary is there. After that, we are having introduction. After that, we are having industry profile. After that, we are having company profile. After that, we are having product profile. After that, we are having SWOT analysis of that particular company. After that, we are having mechanisms of that company. And the next one, we are going with research design. In research design, we are going to be talking about what is your statement of the problem, what is your objectives we are going to be writing. After objectives, we are going to be writing scope of the study. After that, we are going to be having a limitation of the study. Okay, and what are the primary, how you are going to be collecting primary data and secondary data, you are going to be writing it. What is the sampling technique which you are using, and what are the hypotheses which you are taken, all these things you are writing. After that, you are collecting the data, and data is going to be analyzed. Every question you are going to be taking and putting, if it is in a percentage method, you are going to be putting pie chart, and we are going to be analyzing and writing interpretation. For example, 100 questions are asked, 60 is for boys, 40 is for girl, means in interpretation, we are asked 60 questions for boys and 40 questions for girls. But in inference, when you're drawing inference at last, okay, we are going to be writing that majority of the respondents are male or female. You are going to be writing that is inference drawing. After interpreting the things, we are writing inference. For every question, we must draw inferences. And after that, all inferences, we are trying to put it as in findings. Okay. If you're asking 10 questions, 10 findings will be there, the inferences. And what all the 10 findings, you cannot put the answers. So what you are taking, selecting any two or three for giving suggestions. And you are trying to conclude your thing. That is this method of writing your this one, what is their project report or your research report, like this. Some few structures are there. And bibliography, we are having AK method, or your Harvard style is there, American style is there, AMA method is there. Like this, n number of methods are there. Bibliography writing also. For example, bibliography writing means you are taken one book reference, Naresh K. Malhotra, okay, that is marketing research first office, and author by Naresh K. Malhotra. Then you are writing which year, that is 1991, 92, which edition you are writing, and who is the publisher writing. All these things you are trying to put it in your this one bibliography, detailed one, like this. If you are going to be doing all these things, your research is going to be completed. Anyhow, thank you for your patience listening. Afternoon, I'm going to be taking operation research. Okay,
Yes,
because
sir.
it is
Yes, sir.
problematic.
Thank you.
At least let us do around 8 to 10 problems. I'm going to be sending that one PPT is first for you. Okay, Rajan,
Yes, sir.
please send hi for me.
Yes, yes,
I'll send it. Otherwise, you send your email ID. I'll send it to you now itself.
yes, sir. Yes, sir.
You
Yes, sir.
send your
Yes.
email ID to me. I'll
Yes,
send
sir.
it to you now.
Yes,
Huh?
sir. Yes,
Okay.
yes, yes, sir.
Sir, new session at,
3
Hello.
p.m.
hello, sir, 3 p.m.
Yes. Back to back, they are given, man. What to do?
Yes, yes, sir.
Yes.
Okay.
Thank you, sir.
Okay, well, thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.